Have you been out of touch with your emotions so long that you notice nothing, even when you try to tune in? And have you lost all hope of ever knowing your thoughts and emotions ever again? Does this get in the way of you really connecting with your loved ones? Do you sometimes imagine them giving up on continued connection with you and moving on to relationships in which thoughts and emotions are shared and supported equally? Does this leave you feeling isolated, alone, and frustrated, even when you are surrounded by people? Is there any hope for this situation? If so, how do we manage the frustration as we feel nothing, even when we try to tune in? I'm Dana Hicks, a licensed clinical mental health counselor, and I have some tips for you about gaining the courage and empowerment and inspiration to continue trying to tune in and learn more about your own thoughts and feelings in order to connect with others. Also, if this behavior is the way you've always dealt with emotions, it's going to take a lot of persistence and determination to start breaking down that wall. So, how do we get the encouragement and inspiration and persistence that is needed to break down that wall? Well, here's some tips that might help. So first, just the fact that you are noticing there is a need for you to connect with your feelings is great progress. It's amazing because most people, or some people, don't ever get to that point of noticing that that's not normal. Okay? So kudos to you. You've already started the journey. Second, consider the struggle that you are facing. Like a hand reaching out from the emotions, and it's grabbing you and pulling you more into the process of learning about them because they really want to be learned. And as you struggle, even if you're just gaining the information that nothing is there, you're still learning about how to engage with your feelings. So think of this struggle that you're having engaging with your feelings as kind of like a muscle that you're trying to use after not using it for a long time because you haven't tried to engage with this in a while. It's not going to be perfect the first time, right? There's going to be a struggle. But let that struggle be a message to you that it just needs to continually be engaged with and practiced. Just like if you were trying to build a muscle that you hadn't used in a while, it would be sore. Kind of saying, oh, that's new, interesting. But if you continue using that muscle consistently, then it will no longer be sore. That will change. Just like if you continue tuning into your body, the sense of nothingness will eventually change into somethingness. Commitment is more than half the battle. So if you are committing to, let's say, 6 weeks of daily check-ins with your body, then that is more than half the battle because at least you are tuning in. You are doing way more than you did before, which is not tuning in at all. So that is progress. And a commitment to that long of a thing? Wow. Progress, right? Also, noticing that there is nothing means that you are noticing something rather than not putting any effort into it at all. When you come to these appointments with yourself, come with a spirit of curiosity rather than judgment. For example, I wonder what I'll notice today, rather than, I hope I notice a feeling today. There's a difference, right? So curiosity opens the door to a possibility of noticing anything, not necessarily just emotions, right? It might be sensations or a change in your breath. That's still something. Might not be emotions you were looking for, but it's something, right? Okay, now over time, track your progress. So tune in and then write your reaction down each day so that comparing day by day and week to week and month to month, you have something concrete that you can say, look at the progress that I'm making. Look at the progress I've already made. That's going to keep you going right there. So if you are inspired by these tips, I encourage you to choose one of these options to do a daily check-in for as long as you want. So first option is look up 3 different emotions on the internet. Find 2 comfortable emotions and 1 uncomfortable emotion. For each emotion, try to think about a facial expression that would match each emotion. Also, think of a situation in which someone might feel each emotion. Okay, that's your first option. And then your second option is think about your day and pick out 2 highlights and 1 struggle that you've had. And then ask yourself, how did I know that each one was a highlight or a struggle? What pathway are you getting it from? Did your body tell you that? Did your mind tell you that through a thought? Or did your feelings tell you that through emotions? Was it emotions through your heart, your body with sensations, or your mind with thoughts? So those are your 2 options you can do daily for however long amount of time you want. So to review, noticing that something is off is progress in itself. So congratulations. You are one of the few that recognize that an absence of emotions is something to change, right? And then noticing that there is nothing is a progress in itself as well, because at least you are noticing something, whereas you weren't even taking the time to tune in before. Wow, that's progress. Also, think of the lack of sensation as maybe a sore muscle because you haven't used this skill in a long time. The nothingness is there, right? And if you haven't used a muscle in a long time and then you use it, it gets sore. But if you continue using it, then that soreness will eventually go away, just like the nothingness will go away and turn into something. Also, you could look at the struggle of connecting with yourself as the feelings actually just grabbing you by the collar and pulling you in, like a welcome signal, saying, come closer, I want more of you. It's okay, let's connect, right? And the commitment is more than half the battle because you're doing it. You're committing to tuning into your body every day, whereas you weren't even connecting with your body at all before. Whoa, progress, built-in progress. Amazing. Also, coming with a spirit of curiosity, just noticing whatever you do notice is great, rather than a sense of judgment, like expecting to feel something specific, and then you don't feel that. But if you come with curiosity, then whatever you notice that you notice, right? And comparing your responses from week to week and day to day and month to month, that gives you something to focus on as success, progress toward your goal. That is concrete. Cool, right? Okay, so if that has inspired you, check in with yourself daily. 2 highlights and 1 struggle. Ask, how do I know that's a struggle, and how do I know that's a highlight? What pathway am I getting it from? Mind, body, emotions. And then, if you don't like that one, look up 3 different feelings and match them with facial expressions and stories of what situation someone might feel that way. Okay, that's my gift to you. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below with no strings attached.